Welcome back, Romantic Home family, and welcome if you all are new. I am Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and in today's video, I am over the moon excited to share with you guys 20 DIY, Dollar Tree, and budget-friendly Christmas decor crafts. So this is episode 25 in my huge I Love Christmas series. I love to share with you guys how you can have a boutique, gorgeous home on a budget. I truly believe you do not have to break the bank to have a fabulous, amazing home. Now listen, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's totally free. It helps me out so much. I am a full-time content creator. And don't forget to pop over to my Olivia's Romantic Home DIY Facebook page, where I share daily crafting inspiration with you guys, as well as on TikTok and Instagram. And also, I'm super excited to be giving away a totally dazzled rhinestone stencil toolkit, as well as some stencils and jewels to go along with that. The winner's going to be announced on my social media this weekend, so super excited for that. Okay, you guys, I know you're here for the crafting and decorating, and also I'm going to do the devotional at the end. Without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting.
Dollar Tree DIY. I'm going to take some of this Waverly white chalk paint. You actually buy it at Walmart, but Dollar Tree also carries white paint. And I'm just going to go ahead and repurpose these little rolls. They're little cardboard rolls that I had left over from the Dollar Tree Deco Mesh from some of my craft projects. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint them, and I actually give them 2 coats. I had to wait about 30 minutes between each coat. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some of that sparkling Dollar Tree ribbon, and I want to cut it up into smaller sections because I want to make this into like a little peppermint candy cane roll. So once I have it trimmed down a little bit thinner, I'm going to go ahead and just hot glue it at the base of my little tube roll. You guys could also use paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls for this project, and I'm just going to go ahead and twist it on there and then hot glue each end. Now I'm going to take some wax paper. You can find this at Dollar Tree. I got mine at Walmart, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut a small section, and then I'm going to take it and I'm just going to kind of go back and forth, wrapping it accordion style. You guys don't really have to do this. You could just kind of furl the ends, but I want to create kind of like a little parchment paper end that looks really cute, like it would be a little peppermint kind of candy cane piece of candy. So I'm just going to hot glue inside of the little tubing and then poke my parchment paper or wax paper down inside there, and voila, there you have it. We have one end done. I'm going to do the same process to the parchment paper on the other end, and cutting this scrap of parchment paper however you guys like. And you could get creative and use cellophane or even tissue paper. So here it is. I did a couple of these. I thought they came out so adorable. These would be perfect for Christmas tree decor or just a little peppermint hot cocoa station like mine. For the next DIY, I'm going to take this banner that I got from burlapfabric.com. I'll leave a $5 off coupon if you guys need some little linen banners. And then I went ahead and cut some hearts out of the Dollar Tree fleece baby blankets. I have gotten so much use out of these, but you guys really can use any scrap fabric that you have on hand that you want to use to match your decor. So once I had the little hearts cut out, I just went ahead and hot glued them to the center part of the banner. And then I took this little gingerbread. You buy these little gingerbread stickers at Dollar Tree. They come 10 to a pack. I went ahead and took the sticker part off, and I also added some hot glue just to make sure that it sticks on really well. And I think it looks so adorable, but I did have some little scrap ribbon laying around, and so I went ahead and just tied a little candy cane bow to go at the top. And then I also had this little scrap lacy trim, and so I just went ahead and hot glued the edge of the trim and then added the little lace. And I wanted my kitchen this year to look like Mrs. Claus's kitchen. So I'm just trying to think about how it would look. It would look old-fashioned and handmade and fun and ready to bake cookies at any minute and super cozy. So that's what I'm going for with this little banner, with all the feels, with the fleece blanket and the laces and the linen and then the cute little bow topper. I just hot glued that at the top, and I think this is absolutely so fun. And you guys could really use this and make it with scraps and just a little bit of ribbon and some of those Dollar Tree gingerbreads. how fabulous and fun is this? I love repurposing and reusing and using what I have already in my stash. I'm really pushing myself at this point in my Christmas decorating DIYs to just dig into my stash and use the things that I have. So those of you guys that have been following along and watched some of my Dollar Tree hauls are going to know these are some of the things that I've been hauling for you guys. But here it is. I just tied it to my little Hoosier cabinet that's in my kitchen. I think it looks so adorable and so fun and very Mrs. Claus kitchen, ready to bake some gingerbread cookies. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I just want to take some of these plastic Dollar Tree shatterproof ornaments. I think I got these at Dollar Tree, or I may have found them at the thrift store, but the plastic ones to me are the easiest to paint. I'm using the white Waverly chalk paint, and I will tell you guys that this chalk paint works really well. I noticed that the ornaments didn't scratch off as easy as just using regular craft paint, and I did go ahead and use 2 coats on each ornament, and I let it dry in between. Now I just want to take and cut some ribbon. Again, this is that Dollar Tree sparkling ribbon, and just cutting it in 3 sections. I want to take and make a really pretty little candy cane ornament. So I actually did find a bunch of candy cane ornaments at the thrift store, but we decorated my daughter's room in candy cane ornaments, so I kind of ran out. So I thought, hey, why not just DIY some? So I'm just I'm running the hot glue down the first part and then attaching the ribbon, and then running the hot glue on the remainder of the ribbon and just attaching it up at the top. So basically you're just going to hot glue as many pieces of ribbon as you want to make it look kind of candy cane and sparkling and fun. But I thought this was a great way to repurpose some of those kind of funky gold ornaments that I had a lot of. I seem to be ending up with a lot of gold ornaments this season. And then I'm just hot gluing this little pre-tied bow. Again, these are from burlapfabric.com. It was pretty awesome to go ahead and get some pre-tied bows. And then these little peppermints are actually from a garage sale, but I believe originally they're from Hobby Lobby. I saw somebody else haul them from Hobby Lobby, so check Hobby Lobby. You could also use a real peppermint. Just go ahead and seal it off maybe with some Mod Podge or whatnot, and just dab a real little peppermint on there. So for the next DIY, we're going to take some poster board from Dollar Tree, and we're just going to make a cool little kind of cone tree. So I'm just going to shape it into a cone, and I ended up being able to make 2 of these, and I'm just going to hot glue one edge and then press it down. This is probably the most tricky part of this, is getting your cone hot glued together. You could also possibly maybe staple this, but the hot glue seemed fine. You just needed to hang on to it. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut my cone out, and I did have a little bit of trouble getting my cone to sit flat, and I'll show you guys what I did to accomplish that. But I did go ahead and add just some more hot glue. So originally I thought I was going to be able to cut a straight line just around the base of the cone, and that really wasn't quite working. It wasn't as flat as I needed, so I just went ahead and pressed it together and then went ahead and cut it flat. You could even use a ruler to get it even more flat, but that was good enough for me. So now I'm just going to take one of those Dollar Tree buffalo check plaid scarves, and I'm going to cut off the trim on each end. And then you're just going to take and wrap this scarf around and begin to hot glue it and secure it into place. So I will tell you, before you start hot gluing this scarf, definitely kind of map out how much you need. My goal was to use 1 scarf for 2 trees, and so I kind of had to finagle it together and then wrap it around. You can see that I kind of had to wrap upwards. So you're going to lay your cone down flat and then leave a little bit of scarf at the end and kind of map out where you want that scarf to go, and then just continue to hot glue on your way up. Now, I didn't make this perfect. I knew it was going to be in my kitchen and that it wasn't going to be seen like super close up. So you guys are going to notice that maybe, it's not perfect, but I think that's the fun of handmade crafts. And also, if it's going to be in Mrs. Claus's kitchen, Mrs. Claus is really busy baking cookies. I'm not sure that she has time to make her crafts perfect, right, you guys? Raise your hand if you're with me. So here it is after I finished too. It'd even be fun to put a little bow at the top. I felt like, comment comment and let me know, do you guys think I need to pop a bow on there? I see these little trees at Hobby Lobby and they're definitely like $12 to $25. So I thought for next to nothing, a little bit of material and some poster board, and there we go. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to repurpose this ribbon roll. This was just a Dollar Tree ribbon roll. I'm going to take the chalk paint and I'm going to go ahead and chalk paint the entire ribbon roll. We're going to make a beautiful little lollipop. So once I went ahead and got it chalk painted, I took actually a wide opener and used that to twist a little hole into the base of my ribbon roll. You can also use scissors, just be careful. And then I hot glued this little paper straw in here for the handle. I thought that would be super cute in my little hot cocoa coffee bar. And then again, I'm just gonna cut little strips with that red Dollar Tree ribbon to kind of give it that little candy striped effect. And so I started at the top and I went kind of in an angular direction down. I love this craft because I have so many ribbon rolls. If you guys have been following me, you know that I love big bows and I cannot lie. I love to use tons and tons of ribbons. I love to find ways to repurpose. So I'm just continuing down our little lollipop until I get to the base, and I just kind of try to eyeball measure it for the distance apart. And then I added one of those little peppermints to the center and one of those burlapfabric.com pre-made bows, and here we are looking oh so fabulous and gorgeous. And it's basically a very recycled craft, which I absolutely love. I think it looks so fun in my little hot cocoa station in my kitchen with this cute little Mrs. Meyer's candle, the peppermint. I love that. I do have a coupon code below if you guys need any delicious cleaners or candles and you like that peppermint. I've really been crushing on that this season. And there's those Dollar Tree chargers and just some little fake peppermint candies. So for the next DIY, I'm actually going to take and repurpose this white frame and some old wrapping paper. Originally, I found this wrapping paper at Tuesday Morning, and I actually wanted a red and white striped one, but again, you guys, I'm trying to dig into my stash, and so I thought pink might be fun too, because I think Mrs. Claus would probably have pink in her kitchen. So I just went ahead and kind of cut it loosely to fit the back of the frame, and then I'm just using some tape to tape it to the back of the frame. This would be a super fun way to reuse any kind of wrapping paper, and a cute little vintage frame that I painted white. I wanted to use it as a backdrop for this Merry Christmas wreath that I'm going to be creating to share with you guys, and I thought it did look cute with all the pops of red. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take one of their Merry Christmas signs. These are just their sparkling Merry Christmas signs, and I'm going to take some of that chalk paint and I'm just going to chalk paint the entire sign white. I wanted to break up a little bit of that striped picture frame that I made and give this little wreath I have in mind a Merry Christmas boost. So now I'm just going to take some different ribbons. This ribbon, the striped ribbon, is from burlapfabric.com. This little polka dot ribbon is from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use my Pro Bow the Hand. It's just a bow maker. I bought it a couple years ago. I love it because my hands get so tired and I love to make these big fancy terry bows. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and add the little repainted Merry Christmas sign to the top of this wreath. Easy peasy. I'm adding in some scrap ribbon that I had left over, and then all these different patterns and bows. I wanted this to just feel really funky and whimsical and fun. This is a lot going on, and my bow definitely needs to be fluffed, but here it is after adding that bow. I think it's super cute. It ties in all the different black and whites and the burlaps, and just all of it I think is so fun and fabulous and ready to roll for a sparkling Mrs. Claus kitchen. I do so much cooking for the holidays. I cook for my family for Thanksgiving. My whole family comes to our house, and then they also come for Christmas, and we have such a big time. I mean, my kitchen, this little tiny kitchen, you guys get some super love. We have baked pies and turkeys and roasts and everything under the sun. I hope to show you guys some more cooking in some upcoming videos as well. I can't say that I'm a super chef, but I do have some recipes that I'm pretty skilled at.
Guys, how to make some super adorable, easy front porch decor. I'm going to take these two Dollar Tree candy canes and add them to do this outdoor garland, I'm just going to take the garland and twist tie them on top of each other. So just take the evergreen branches and twist tie them on top of the Dollar Tree candy canes, add a cute little Dollar Tree bow, and shazam, you guys have a fun and fabulous little outdoor display for next to nothing.
The Christmas lights fill the city.
For the next DIY, I want to share with you guys how to take one of these Walmart tablecloths and give your outdoor furniture a Christmas makeover. So the first thing I had to do was just go ahead and tidy up my outdoor furniture. We have had a sprinkling of leaves on our front porch, and so I'm just removing all of the leaves and debris. And this is also a great way to go ahead and cover your outdoor furniture and kind of protect those cushions, but leave them out so your guests can sit outside. If you're having some unseasonable weather like we are, it's actually been in the 70s. So this is just a vinyl flannel tablecloth. You can grab this at Walmart. It's less than $5. And I actually picked up an oval one, but I meant to pick up a rectangle one. I think that would have got a little bit more bang for my buck. So I'm just laying it over the pillow cushions, and then I cut it to suit the size of my little cushions. And then I found these super adorable little outdoor Walmart cushions. They're less than $5. I grabbed a couple of the cardinal ones, and then I had the little plaid ones left over from the summertime. So you can use some of your summer cushions if they're more of the neutral color like mine were. And then I'm just adding in these little cardinal ones. I was going to get some of the Merry Christmas ones, but then I thought I wanted to get them to last a little bit longer after the Christmas season. So I thought that the pretty little Redbird ones would be absolutely perfect. The only thing is that the tablecloth DIY did make them a little bit slippery. So comment down below and let me know if you guys have any ideas for how to keep my cushions from sliding around. You guys can see that they're a little bit slippery here. For the next DIY, I want to share with you guys how to take a box and create an outdoor present. So I'm just going to take this box and go ahead and put it together. Walmart has boxes, or you could just recycle and reuse some of your Amazon boxes. I had just recycled my Amazon boxes. Now I'm going to take some of these workout weights. I'm not going to be using them, so I'm popping them into this box. I also ended up using some rocks to fill my boxes with, or you guys could even store outdoor seasonal things in your boxes. The next thing you want to do is take a roll of duct tape. You can find duct tape at Walmart, and I do believe Dollar Tree sells duct tape as well, but I did want to go ahead and buy the larger roll to make sure that I had enough to cover my box with. And I will tell you this one roll of duct tape did the trick, and I was able to cover 2 smaller boxes with this roll of duct tape. So you can just take and cover your box with the duct tape. This was very easy, and I really even feel like you could do this with kiddos. There's no gluing involved with this project, except for at the end I did hot glue a bow to this. But this is really great because those presents that you guys see for decor, they're a bit pricey. And so this is just a fun way to make an outdoor decor piece. And a lot of things you guys can cover with duct tape. I'm going to share with you guys another little DIY duct tape idea in this video. But go ahead and continue to cover your entire box with duct tape. Have fun with it. Get creative. You guys can really make some fun ideas because duct tape comes in so many different colors and patterns these days. For the next part of this DIY, I'm just going to take some red duct tape and I'm going to start in a little zigzag. So I'm starting at the corner of my package and I'm going to zigzag in a little corner direction and just begin to wrap my package. And again, you guys can really get creative with this. I'm just going corner to corner, and then I'm going to trim that off. And I'm wanting to create stripes with this. We did so many different fun ideas with this. In fact, I had my cousin Nene help me with this. She is up from Mississippi, and we had so many laughs and so much fun today working on this project. She helped me outside in my yard. She did several presents, and she was just here crafting it up with me, and it was just fun to have company. So I love around the time with the holidays when everybody gets to join me in my little crafty decor projects. So anyway, you're going to see her. She's going to pop in and do another one of these, but I'm just running this in a crisscross pattern along the edge of this package, and I can't even really tell you how I did this. I kind of just kept rolling with the duct tape, and try not to get too frustrated with the duct tape because you are going to have some little lumps and bumps. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I just kind of had to give myself some grace and let it go. The next thing I wanted to do was pop on one of those little Dollar Tree pre-made bows. That was so perfect. And there's my cousin Nene. Say hello, Nene. She went for some purple, which I love that spunk, and some sparkle and shine. And then she even added some fun little pretty ornaments to that. So gorgeous job, and thank you for joining me, girl. For the next DIY, I am going to razzle dazzle up this bike. This is just a bike that I found at a garage sale. I painted it white, and I'm going to add this Walmart garland to it. So it's about $13 at Walmart. It's a flocked garland, and I'm just kind of winding it in and around this bike, and I'm going to call this a DIY on the fly. I'm just adding the garland, and I'm just securing it by twist tying the branches to the little bike edges, and then I'm going to take some of this 21-inch mesh from a Dollar Tree. But I will tell you guys right now, pretty much every craft store has deco mesh half off, so it makes it about $5 for one of the 21-inch rolls. And then I'm just taking the deco mesh, and what you do is you take the evergreen branches that are on your garland and you cross them over on the deco mesh, and then you pull the little bundles out, as you guys can see right here, into about 12-inch poofs. And that's all you guys do. So you pull it out into a poof, and you cross that evergreen over onto itself, and then you pull it out into another poof. And it's really not hard, and this is what I call like a DIY on the fly. You just go for it, throw that garland up, add some deco mesh, and hope for the best. Really, truly, I'm kind of getting towards the end of my decorating in my outdoor space, so I'm really trying to use up what I already have. Now I'm making ornament bundles, and you guys have seen me make these. You just take a pipe cleaner and you put some ornaments on there. So I've got gold ornaments, red ornaments. I added a bunch of those, and I added some of the leftover Mackenzie Childs ribbon that I had added to my front door garland. We stacked our really cool little presents on here, and Nene even made a cute little candy cane out of some leftover duct tape. She totally rocked it. We added a little Merry Christmas Dollar Tree sign to the top of this, and I think we killed it on our little DIY on the fly front little garden bicycle decor. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to make an outdoor candy cane. I'm going to take this Dollar Tree candy cane wreath form, and I'm going to use duct tape, and I'm just going to use the red duct tape, and I'm going to run it around the candy cane wreath form. And what I wanted to do was create an outdoor Dollar Tree decor piece. So I had this idea just because I know a lot of you guys asked me for weather safe decor pieces, and so basically you're just going to take your duct tape and wind it in and around your wreath form. And so a lot of you, if you get heavy weather and you're concerned about using ribbon or even mesh, you're worried it's not going to hold up, this might be a really great idea for you. We do get a lot of wind, but I am under a covered porch, so I decided to use this out on my mailbox area. Now, when you get to this little loop right here, you may want to go ahead and cut it off and then just add pieces. So right here on the kind of hump of the candy cane, I just took pieces and did it that way until I got back more to the straight point, because it was a little bit tricky to try to wind the duct tape roll in and around that spot. That little hump there was a little bit tough. So then once you get over that hump, then you can go ahead and continue winding in and around the duct tape. So here's another thing to keep in mind. Since they do create so many different colors and patterns of duct tape, you guys could customize this really to suit any decor. I know Walmart sold leopard duct tape. They sold all different colors and kinds. I picked up several different colors. So get creative and create these to suit whatever colors you're decorating with. You guys could really have fun with this. The sky is the limit, as I always say. So now I'm taking the white duct tape and I'm winding it in and around to make my candy cane stripe. It was a little tricky once I got to the top, and I will tell you, you're going to want to wind it really far around to get that wider candy cane stripe. You could even look for a slimmer duct tape, although my Walmart didn't have that, so I just went with what I had. So here was the finished product and what it looked like. Now I'm going to take some Dollar Tree Deco mesh and I'm just going to create a really quick like little loopy bow. So this is what I call Olivia bow. You just loop it over on itself 3 times, and then you're just going to tie this on with a pipe cleaner. You can even add a dab of hot glue if you're concerned that it's going to move around in the weather. But just take your pipe cleaner and pipe cleaner that deco mesh onto there. Now I'm not super concerned that the deco mesh is going to wilt in the wind and rain. It is going to be on my mailbox. I usually do dispose of any deco mesh though that has been out in the wind and the rain once I'm done with it seasonally, because a lot of times it will get dirt and bugs up in it as far as the deco mesh is concerned, unless it's been covered and it's done okay. So just a little side note there. Now I did add some evergreen greenery to it, and that was all I did for this, and I thought it came out super cute. Okay, it was a little bit lumpy bumpy and kind of shiny because it is duct tape, but I'm telling you guys, for some outdoor decor and something different, and if you are worried about it being weather safe, this is a really great option. And this duct tape, you guys can make a ton of these, to be totally honest with you. I've also seen people use PVC pipe on Pinterest and do a lot of different candy cane ideas there. So if you guys are looking for something different, this is an idea for you guys. So I hope this gets your wheels turning on how to make some fun outdoor decor on the fly and on a budget. So for the next DIY, I am going to do my mailbox outdoor decor, and I'm just going to use one of those Walmart garlands. Again, these are the flock garlands at Walmart, and they are $12 for the flock garland, and I do reuse my garland every year. It does really well. And I do just keep the outdoor ones separate from the ones that I use inside by bagging them or hanging them inside my crafting closet. So I'm taking it, I'm twisting it around the top, and then I'm just going to twist it around the base. For the life of me, I have lost my giant zip ties. So Mr. Romantic did come to the rescue with a big piece of tie that I was able to secure it to the base. Depending upon how much wind you guys get, I feel like that this is going to do okay. Because it is fairly secure. Now you're going to want to give your evergreen branches a good old-fashioned fluffing. That's going to make it look nice and poofy. I thought originally that I was going to use some poinsettias, but I didn't end up doing that. Now see, I am going to use this cording to just kind of secure it around the base. That's the only part that I thought it might get a little floppy. And I do have things kind of blowing around that I'm using. I do end up tidying that up, I promise. So I'm taking some of the Dollar Tree 21-inch deco mesh, and again, I'm just going to use the same method that I've been using throughout the season. You're going to secure it by taking your evergreen branches and twisting them over on themselves, and then pull them out in about a 12-inch poof, and then go to the next set of branches and twist them over on themselves, and just keep creating those little poofs. And there's really not a whole lot of rhyme or reason. I'm just kind of moving along the way that the evergreen branches lay. So, and there's Benji Bear, my little trusty helper, and I do have Mr. Romantic out there kind of helping watch me with him. He was having a ball, you guys. I cannot even tell you how much fun he was having outside. The weather was kind of doing this where it was kind of rustling the wind around with the leaves, and so he was having so much fun. So I'm just taking the deco mesh and then wrapping it in and around and then over my mailbox, and that was kind of the main piece of decor here. I wanted to kind of keep it pretty simple. The deco mesh should hold up against the winter weather, and then my next idea was just to add ornaments to this. I didn't want to get too crazy with the ribboning. I did a little bit too much ribboning on my fall decor, and the wind really got it. It was a little bit much. So I'm hoping with just doing a lot of deco mesh that will be good. And here he is. Say hi to Benji Bear. He is so rowdy. Gosh, I don't know if you guys can tell, but he is really, he's really going to town over here with me, having a blast with mom. Okay, I did get this oversized jumbo outdoor ribbon. This was from Walmart. Dollar Tree also carries these, but I did have to go to Walmart super early in the morning to get ready for these DIYs. So my Dollar Tree doesn't open until later in the morning. So I did just go ahead and grab this from Walmart. And then I did add some ornaments to this. So these are just ornaments I already had on hand. I created ornament bundles by bundling 4 to 5 of these, and they're just completely random. You guys can see some of them are a little bit junky looking, but for outdoor decor, just bundle a bunch of ornaments together, call it good, pretend like you're in a Hallmark movie, and have fun with it. So what do you guys think about this look? I think it's fun. I think hopefully it will stand up against the weather. I think it's on here pretty good. I love decorating my mailbox, and if you don't have a mailbox to decorate, that's okay. Just decorate anything that's not moving, that's outside your house. Have fun with it. Go for it. Get creative. Use the colors that you guys love and just go for it. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to make a super adorable Santa hat wreath. So I'm just going to take this Santa hat and then one of the tinsel wreath forms from Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut 2 little tiny notches in the back, and the notches are going to be for me to take my pipe cleaner and wrap the pipe cleaner on the back of this. That way I can secure the little Santa hat to this. I've seen this on Pinterest, and you guys asked me to do one of these last year and I ran out of time. So I'm hoping that this will give you an idea on how to use this. So again, I'm just taking 2 pipe cleaners to attach the little Santa hat to this. And then I wanted my Santa hat to be a little bit poofy. We have to have a nice poofy Santa. So I'm going to add some Walmart bags down into the tip of the Santa hat just to give it a little bit of poofiness. And then the next thing I want to do is add in some foam. That way I can stick some goodies down inside of this. And think about this, you guys, really dig into your craft stash and use what you already have. So I'm trying to use a lot of the decor that I already have. So I added in some evergreen. I had a piece of evergreen that also had some berries on it. Again, I'm trying to kind of create a wreath look. I have a bunch of extra poinsettias, so I'm adding in some poinsettias and I'm just popping them in. And you may want to even secure them a little bit more by adding in some hot glue. Again, get creative and use what you guys have. The next thing I wanted to do was add some sparkle and shine by adding in some pretty red ornaments. I have a bunch of red ornaments left over from another project, and I did choose some of these shatterproof ornaments. I want to add this outside next to my house, so if they flop off, I don't want them to break. So I'm just adding some hot glue and then I'm popping them into my little Santa hat wreath. The next thing I wanted to do was take one of these Dollar Tree signs, and I secured the sign with some pipe cleaner on the back. That way I can pipe cleaner the sign into my evergreen, and this is just the ho 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 sign. I picked it up last season at Dollar Tree. The next thing I want to do is create a really quick little Olivia bow with some of this Dollar Tree polka dot ribbon. Again, I'm using what I already have on hand. I'm really beginning honestly to run low on ribbon, believe it or not, you guys. So to create an Olivia bow, you just take the ribbon and you loop it over on itself a couple of times. You cut a tiny notch in the center, and I will leave a big bow video down below for you guys. And then you're going to take the pipe cleaner and you're going to wrap the pipe cleaner around it to kind of secure it, and then you can pull those little loops out, and that's going to give you a really easy bow. It's going to make it really cute and boutique on a budget. Don't forget to cut and make your little edges on the bottom of your bow really nice and pretty, whether or not you dovetail them or just notch them, however you want to do that. Make it really nice and pretty, and then secure it to the edge of your Santa hat wreath. And here is how everything is looking. I decided to use the rest of the ribbon on the other side just to kind of offset my bow and tie everything in. And again, really get creative. Use what you guys have on hand and just pop in some little goodies here and there. This was so fun to create, and I was so happy I went ahead and went for it. And I even ended up adding in some little peppermint candies. I know a lot of you guys ask about where to get the peppermint candies. I found these at a garage sale, but I do believe that they have these at Hobby Lobby, and I know that Hobby Lobby is also selling online, so definitely check that out. So I popped it in next to my outdoor garland, and comment and let me know what you guys think. I also created a tobacco basket wreath, but I'm thinking that this little Santa hat wreath looks a little bit better as far as shape wise is concerned. The tobacco basket wreath is going to go in a different space in my home. It was just a little bit of an odd shape for it next to my front door. It kind of blended in too much. So for the next DIY, this is going to be a super easy DIY. I just hung a command strip underneath my little outdoor light here, and then I'm taking one of the oversized jumbo bows. You can find these at Dollar Tree, Walmart, pretty much anywhere is going to sell these, and then you just hang them up from your command strip. So I wanted to make this super easy because I know a lot of you guys can't spend a lot of time maybe doing a ton of DIYs, but maybe you just want to put a cute little bow up somewhere on your house. So there's an easy peasy DIY to make your home look a little bit more like a Hallmark movie. And can we just comment on the fact that I still have ferns going? These are the ferns that you guys probably saw in my intros during the summertime. Can you guys believe that we still have ferns? It has been so unseasonably warm lately, and my ferns are still alive. So I'm just waiting for them to bite the dust, but they've been doing great. I do hope to bring them in and hopefully keep them alive, although I don't do as well keeping ferns alive as I would want to when they're inside. So we'll have to see how I do this year, but right now they're still doing really great. So I'm going to hope for the best and hopefully be able to keep them alive. But right now they look really great and so pretty. So I know they're not Christmassy, but I think they look great. But to make things look a little bit more Christmassy, for the next DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how I am going to add some Christmas spirit to my outdoor planters. I had some annuals in here, but I'm going to take some of the Walmart poinsettias. Dollar Tree also carries these, but you can take and just plant some fake poinsettias in your outdoor garden planters. And this is such a great, easy, fun little DIY to do. And I love easy things. I've never really tried a real poinsettia. I've never tried to keep one alive, but comment and let me know if they're easy to do, if you guys have any luck with them, and how you all care for those. But we're going to go with some fake ones for this DIY. So I ended up using 3 bundles just across the poinsettia, or across my little planter here. Now the Walmart ones, they're really smushed when you get them, so you may have to kind of play with them to get them to kind of bloom out, I guess. But I was looking on Amazon for poinsettia plants, and they're really expensive, like
$40 to $60. So these were only $3.48, I believe, at Walmart. I think they're beautiful. The poinsettias are really big, and Dollar Tree actually carries the really big poinsettias as well. Mine is sold out right now, so I went ahead and bit the bullet and went ahead and grabbed some at Dollar Tree. Now this is just kind of some thrift store garland that I had left over, but I went ahead and added it into the base of this just to kind of make it feel a little bit Christmassy. I need to find a way to secure it in here. I'm concerned that it might pop out, so I'm gonna have to rack my brain to kind of think about how to do that. And then I did do the back planter in the same fashion, again just popping them into the actual dirt and making sure that I fluff them out because they do come in kind of smashed. But Walmart definitely has the best deal on these big beautiful poinsettias, and they even have a little bit of glitter on them, which you guys know I love my sparkle and shine. For the first Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to create a super adorable Farm Fresh Christmas tree sign. I'm starting out with these Halloween signs, and I'm going to use my Waverly white chalk paint and chalk paint 2 coats onto these signs. You can do a front and back. That will make it a really nice project. Or if you're taking a shortcut and trying to do it really quickly, you may leave the back unpainted like me. No, seriously, it is good to go ahead and paint the back of this. Now I'm going in with these popsicle sticks and I'm just hot gluing them crosswise and then up and down. That is going to secure both of my signs to each other. I also want to note, do not panic if you do not have the Farm Fresh Christmas tree calendar or the Farmer's Fresh Market calendar. I am going to leave some printables with links down below for a Farm Fresh Christmas tree sign. So don't panic, you can still do this craft. The next step is I'm going to take this Mod Podge and I'm just going to Mod Podge my little Farm Fresh Christmas tree sign or calendar piece onto the front of my large sign. So I've taken 2 large Dollar Tree signs, and really if you guys have the Easter signs left over, or you have the Halloween signs, or even you might have some in your stash all the way back from Valentine's Day if you're a crazy crafter like me, or maybe you just have an old board laying around. This is a great project to repurpose and reuse. You could also use a piece of poster board if you don't have any boards. So I'm just trying to kind of give you guys some creative ideas on how to get around maybe not having these exact signs. I'm also adding a layer of Mod Podge over the top of my sign. I will tell you, if you all are using this calendar, you can slightly see through the calendar part. That does not bother me in the least. So if you're really picky about that, you may want to just use a printable. Again, I'll link those down in the description box below. Okay, so now I'm going to take this twine and I'm just going to wrap some twine around the end of my sign. Originally, I was going to stop there with the twine, but you will see as we go along that I get pretty crazy and creative and over the top with this. So after I added the Dollar Tree twine, I decided to add in some of the Dollar Tree evergreen to each side of the sign. This is just Dollar Tree garland evergreen. It's a little bit puny, so you're going to see that I'm going to jazz this up. Now, what I love to do before Christmas really gets rocking and rolling, I have a lot of gifts under my tree. I like to decorate underneath my tree with signs. So this is my idea behind this sign. This would also make a great sign for a mantelpiece, and I basically just wrapped this garland around and then tucked it underneath. I didn't even hot glue it. The next thing I want to do is take some of this beautiful tartan ribbon. It's actually off of Amazon. It came in a huge roll and it was pretty price friendly, but I will tell you that the ribbon is pretty puny. Also, a lot of you all ask where I buy ribbon. I would suggest actually to buy ribbon at Hobby Lobby. They have pretty decent quality ribbon for a pretty good price, especially if you get it when it's 40% off. Always look for wired ribbon, especially if you're going to be making bows. It's really going to help your ribbon stand up and look really pretty and fluffy. So check for Hobby Lobby and try to get it in 25 to 50 yards if you're going to be doing a lot of decorating and a lot of bow making. That's just my little tip from me to you. So for this ribbon, I just made a couple of little loops and hot glued them to the top and off to the left of my little Farm Fresh Christmas tree sign. Now, if you like a basic, simple look, stop with just the sign part or maybe stop with just the evergreen, but I'm going over the top and also almost making this into somewhat of kind of a wreath decor piece. I'm taking this Dollar Tree leftover fall ribbon. Believe it or not, they had a buffalo check plaid ribbon for fall. They're really stepping up their game on some of their ribbon selection, so I was super excited to find that, and I held some of it back for Christmas. The next thing I wanted to share with you guys is they're showing a lot of lamb's ear for Christmas decor. I know Walmart is putting it out, as well as some of the craft stores. So if you like that farmhouse look, think about mixing some lamb's ear or some of your spring and summer greenery in with your evergreen greenery. I think it's a great way to repurpose and reuse and also add dimension into your Christmas greenery. Always kind of think outside the box, and especially if you already have that on hand. I always really love to encourage you guys to use what you have on hand. Now, I took some of the ribbon tails and then pulled them down to the other side. I'm just hot gluing as I go. So I'm also adding in some more lamb's ear to this side, and I honestly have been using this same piece of lamb's ear. It was all the way back from spring. I do take apart my projects when I'm done with them, store the ribbons in little rolls. I actually use toilet paper rolls and then pull them out for the next season, and they mostly stay good to go. So a lot of you ask how I store my crafts. I take them apart, store them, and just trim off the little gluey spots. I'm adding more of the tartan ribbon to this side so it will go in with the other side. I also have some of this pitberry garland left over from the Dollar Tree fall decor. Now, last but not least, I am adding some of this Mackenzie Childs ribbon in. I'm ordering it off of Amazon. It is all sold out on their website. It is very expensive, but a little tip from me to you: add a tiny bit of high-end ribbon to your decor pieces just at the front part. So use your cheaper ribbon to fill it out in the back, and then add a tiny bit of really nice ribbon. That's going to zhuzh up your projects and give them that really high-end look without having to use a ton of the high-end ribbon. Or you can just go with your budget-friendly ribbon. That's okay too. You guys have fun with it. Go for it. Use what you have on hand and just go for it. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take these Halloween witch legs. I did pick up a couple of extra ones, and I'm going to chalk paint them with 2 coats of my Waverly white chalk paint, and I'm going to let them dry really nicely. And what I want to do is make some elf kind of slash Santa Mrs. Claus boots. So now that I have them chalk painted, I can faintly see through the chalk paint, and I'm just going to use my Sharpie marker and outline the part of my boot that I want to paint. That's going to help give me a guideline to where I want to paint. A lot of you will ask me the kind of paints that I use. I am currently hooked on the Arteza brand craft paints. They are a little bit more expensive. That's just my personal choice. You all can also use the Apple Barrel craft paint from Walmart if you're a beginner and you don't want to spend very much on paint. Dollar Tree also carries acrylic craft paint. So use what's in your budget. It really doesn't have to be an expensive paint, especially if you're just a beginner painter, but have fun with it. Go for it. And I'm starting out by painting these cute little red and white elf stripes. Now for my boot, the little top cuff there, I decided to add some checks with some black and white checks. I am doing somewhat of a Mackenzie Child inspired Christmas, so you guys know I had to put a little bit of that flair in there. Also keep this in mind, whatever color palette you're choosing for your personal Christmas decor, use those colors to paint your boot with. So maybe you're choosing purple or champagne or pink or blues for your Christmas. Visualize that in your head, how this boot would look, and change out the colors. So instead of doing red stockings, you would do your colors with the stockings. Instead of doing a red boot, you would do your colors for the boot. I know a lot of you all have been posting over in my Facebook group page your different take on the pink witch's boot that I did for Halloween. Also pop back over to that Halloween DIY. I did a totally pink Halloween DIY and I did a repaint on those boots. So you guys could also use that idea for a pink Christmas. Just some little thoughts there. Now I am going in with some gold paint to do the buckle, and also I absolutely love this gold deco color paint pen. I ordered some off of Amazon, but you guys can also get them at Michael's Craft Store and use your coupon. I had been at home for almost 2 weeks now, so I've been doing a lot of ordering off of Amazon for all of my crafting supplies. But if you guys can notice the difference on the boot over to the left side that I finished versus this boot, it looks a lot more polished. So using this gold paint pen to kind of finish things up really helps. Also, when I paint my checks, I do try to do kind of that Mackenzie Child style where they drag their paintbrush with some gold and some white through their black checks. Now I'm going in with some details by adding in just a little bit of white and black. So think about that, doing some highlighted details. That's just going to make your work look that more boutique, gorgeous on a budget. I almost forgot to mention that I did use a Dollar Tree sponge brush and just sponge brushed some polka dots onto my little elf legs, the topper part. I don't know how much you're really going to see on that part because I'm going to put my elf legs coming out from the side of my Christmas tree, kind of like Santa Claus has landed or the elf has landed and they're sticking out. I also think it would be fun to make an oversized Santa sack and put the elf legs popping out of the Santa sack. So those are the two ideas for how I'm actually going to display these once Christmas comes into my home. And so many of you all ask me too what I do with all of my DIYs. I decorate my home with them. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take this beautiful kind of plastic serving platter and I want to make a decorated check serving platter. So I'm just going to take this white spray paint. I like to use a flat white spray paint, and I also like to use the Rust-Oleum 2X. I used 2 coats on this and let it dry thoroughly. And then the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take some painter's tape and gently put it down on top of this and then just draw lines through the center part. I'm then going to remove the painter's tape and begin to draw more lines. You could also just cut a piece of cardboard to fit if you didn't want to use the tape, because I did have one spot where the tape pulled the paint up, but that's really not that big of a deal because I am going to be painting over the majority of these checks. I am doing a checkerboard pattern, so you want to run your lines down one way and run them down the other way. If you didn't care for the checkerboard pattern, you could always just do candy stripes. That's another fun idea. So my idea for this is kind of to do like a good old-fashioned grandma's kitchen red, white, and green. I'm starting out with my red paint, and I kind of mixed it with like a dark red and a light red to kind of just get this fun traditional Christmas red. And I'm going in and I'm doing the red, and then I'm skipping 2 and then doing another red check. I am going to add a green check to this and create a bit of a pattern here. Now keep in mind, as always, I suggest that you all do the colors that you will be decorating with for Christmas. So maybe you're doing champagne and pink for your Christmas decor. Paint your checks in those colors. Maybe you're going to be doing blue and gold. Paint your checks in those colors. So this is how I'm going to be decorating my home, but you guys take this and run with it. Now you're going to see my daughter popping in here. She actually helped me figure out the pattern on this because I don't usually do a 3-part pattern here. So she decided to help me, and you're going to see her kind of make dots for me so I knew exactly where to paint because I didn't want to jump pattern. So I did the red, green, and white, and then she was kind of suggesting, okay, here's what we need to do. We need to line these out. And so she was so sweet. She took a little paintbrush and she just ended up adding dots for me to be able to follow. You can see her arm in there, helping me figure this out. And I don't know why my brain was befuddled. We were trying to figure out the easiest way to do the pattern on here without messing it up. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so here she is helping me out, and now she's going to just dot down. And I suggest doing that, especially if you do more than like every other one. And that really helped me not jump the pattern. So I did add 2 coats of my red and green checks, and I did drag a little bit of the white and gold paint through the red and green checks. Here is the finished product. I added these cute little vintage teapots to it, and then my Mackenzie Childs mug and a little faux muffin. I love these faux muffins to decorate with for any holiday, really. And I'll leave some of them in my Amazon store. So many goodies for you guys there. Also, seal it with some Mod Podge. It doesn't make it food safe, but it will make it to where you guys can, set a little tea party setting up with some faux goodies and just have fun with it. The next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take some Dollar Tree scarves and then some of these little Dollar Tree wooden triangle decor pieces, and then some little Dollar Tree, they're just like little wooden pieces you get in the crafters section, and I'm going to remove the backing from the triangle decor pieces. Now if you cannot find these, you could always just make the little triangles with some popsicle sticks or some paint sticks. The next thing I'm going to do is add some hot glue to the base of my little triangle. And then this is just a remnant of a scarf that we had left over from our first round of Christmas DIYs. I always save all my scraps. Comment and let me know if you guys are there with me on being a scrappy crafter. Sometimes it gets me into trouble. I have like an overwhelming amount of scraps. But anyway, then you're just going to run glue down the other sides of your triangle pieces. Also, I want to let you know that you don't necessarily have to have the triangle piece backing. I tried it by just gluing the fabric to the actual triangle, and that worked too. So just a little side note to kind of help you create this if maybe you didn't have the triangle and you had to just go with the popsicle sticks or the paint stick idea. Now that I have this covered in a scarf, I'm just going to go ahead and replace this or add this back on with some hot glue. Don't use too much hot glue because you don't want it to like seep through and be all gluey. Just use a tiny amount. You also might want to use a dab of E6000 to get like a really good hold on there. It seemed like the hot glue held pretty good though. And then you're going to have to make sure that when you choose your little wooden pieces that they're flat enough. So I had to kind of go through the wooden pieces and make sure that they were even because they're not all the same size. So now I'm going to pop my little triangle back on here, and voila, I have a super adorable little kind of farmhouse-esque wooden Christmas tree. And I got the idea, I was watching somebody do a shop with me at Walmart, and they have these decor pieces at Walmart, and they're definitely more than $1 and some change. And really, you guys could use any fabric you might have laying around. If you don't have fabric, you could use some of your scrapbooking paper. So I'm just sharing with you guys different ideas. I used this kind of Mackenzie Childs inspired fabric. I got that at Hobby Lobby. This third one that I'm doing is just a Dollar Tree scarf. And then I even wanted to show some of you shabby chic gals a way to do a shabby chic tree. I have some of the little wrapping paper that's in that pretty rose fabric over to the side. You guys can use that as well. So I'm really trying to give everybody a lot of different options and a lot of different color palettes. So just think outside the box and remember to customize this to suit your fancy. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I found these super adorable little mini signs, and it looks like one of them was like a bridal sign, and then the other one just says keep that same energy. The little signs actually pop out super easily, and my idea is just to chalk paint the front. I don't really need either one of these signs, so chalk painting over them is going to be the solution for me. You could also just turn it over if you wanted to save that original sign and just work from the back. So I chalk painted them with 2 coats of chalk paint with the Waverly white chalk paint. And then I'm just taking some fun little Dollar Tree stickers. I love their felt stickers. I think they're so fun. And what I want to make is some oversized Christmas ornaments. So I do a really big tree in my living room, and I like to use really oversized big ornaments. And I think using framed kind of little funsy ornaments like this always brings that pop of color and fun, and it helps fill out your tree and make it like really boutique gorgeous. And also the Dollar Tree stickers are so great to use because they come really sticky, so no hot glue required. This would be a great craft for kids. And if you guys can't find these exact frames, just use a regular picture frame, easy peasy. Now this little gingerbread would be fun, so here's one idea. You guys could use the gingerbread sticker and then some of the little stocking stickers, or you guys could use the little Santa sticker. Now these actually don't have the big amount of sticky that those felt ornaments had, so you'd have to be careful if you had kiddos helping you with this to have help them with the glue gun. But I decided to go for the Santa with the little stockings. I thought that'd be really cute just because I haven't used this Santa head yet in a DIY, and I just think he's so fun and festive. And here's how they came out. Oh my goodness, such an easy fun craft. I think sometimes it's fun just to do something easy and simple, and I think they came out really good. I think they would definitely be about $5 to $7 in a more high-end store, especially with the little wooden handle, which is super trendy, especially if you're doing farmhouse decor. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to make a splatter screen Christmas ornament. One of you all had requested that you had an extra splatter screen, and so you just take a splatter screen from Dollar Tree. You're going to need 2 rolls of deco mesh and then some little floral wire, and you're going to start out by taking your floral wire and attaching your first piece of deco mesh to the top of your splatter screen. The trickiest part of doing these is kind of getting the deco mesh around the edge. So you're going to kind of pull it around and then take another piece of floral wire down at the base and just add that on. And then you're going to wind it around and you're going to have to attach it again at the base with another piece of floral wire. So just keep twisting and kind of using those tiny pieces of floral wire to get that attached to the base. Once you guys have that part finished, you're going to double up kind of on the mesh to where you cannot see the splatter screen edges. And then you're just going to kind of wrap that around your splatter screen. So for this splatter screen, the Dollar Tree deco mesh covered one roll covered 1/2 of the splatter screen. I hope that gives you guys a reference point. All the Dollar Tree deco mesh though is not created equal. Sometimes there's a little bit more on one roll and a little bit less on another roll. So here's hoping for the best and you guys get some rolls that are a little bit equal. If you can't find Dollar Tree deco mesh, just grab some at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, or pretty much wherever you guys can find some, and you'll probably have to use less rolls because there's usually more rolls on the nicer mesh. Also, if you have a problem with the Dollar Tree deco mesh fraying, you just have to kind of go for it and trim off the frays as best as possible. Listen, it's $1. It's not the most high quality, but have fun with it. It's just a Christmas craft and it's only a couple of dollars. So continue to wrap your little splatter screen and then you can attach it once you get to the end of your roll with some little floral wire. So you can really skip attaching that center part because it's going to stay on there pretty well. But then as you can see, now that I'm down to this last part, you can tuck it under, but then you're still going to want to run like a little piece of wire down at the base and attach that last piece. And now I'm attaching the second roll. So again, I have a little piece of wire and I'm just using like a little tiny piece. You're not going to be able to see it because you're going to wrap that deco mesh over it. So basically you just want to deco mesh this thing to the gills. Try to also pull your deco mesh as tight as possible. And then once you're all the way to the end, you can trim it off and you're good to go. And now comes the super duper fun part. Now here's an easy bow. Take your arm, measure the length of your bow from your hand to your elbow. This is so easy. Once you have that done, just take the ribbon and loop it over on itself. You wrap it over on itself until you have 3 loops on either side. And you guys can watch me count. I'm counting to see that I have 3 layers on each side of my bow or ribbon. Once I have all my layers of ribbon, I'm just going to trim off the ribbon and then find the center of the ribbon and then cut little itty bitty tiny notches in the center of my ribbon, just very, very tiny notches. Also, I did get this ribbon at Hobby Lobby, not at Dollar Tree. So you can get a giant roll though, you guys, at Hobby Lobby for like $9.99, and it's a ton of ribbon. And always use wired ribbon when you're making your bows. Now I'm going to begin to pull and twist my ribbon loops out. So see how I'm pulling and then twisting those ribbon loops out? That's going to give you that really nice boutique, beautiful bow. And I just tied off my bow in the center with a pipe cleaner. Super easy. That pipe cleaner is going to attach it to the top of my cute little splatter screen. Also, the handle of the splatter screen I just bent down, and that's what's using to hold my splatter screen up. So it's not the most sturdy piece of decor, so don't put this in like a high traffic area where it's going to be flopping over a lot. You may even want to put like a little weight, so you can see there's the handle of the splatter screen. That's going to be the bottom of your ornament. You could also keep the splatter screen straight and just hang this and put the bow at the top. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I'm just taking some of those little Dollar Tree kind of ting pieces, and then I tied a double looped shoelace bow. A shoelace bow is just a bow that you use to tie your shoelaces. I'm going in with some Dollar Tree mini ornaments. I'm adding a giant glob of hot glue to the center of this, and then I'm just attaching those mini ornaments. Also, I used a couple little mini candy cane ornament pieces that I just broke apart from a larger piece. You can get those at Hobby Lobby, and then this larger candy cane ornament is from Walmart. So super easy peasy. How fun and fabulous is this? And here is my little puppy dog, Benji Bear, on his daily walk. I know so many of you guys love seeing him. I show you guys so many different walks that he goes on, and he's very thorough in his, I call it his walk and sniff. He likes to walk and sniff a bunch and then walk. But I have a little surprise guest here, and this is his buddy, Chief. Chief lives in one of my neighbor's homes and gets out randomly. Unfortunately, his little owner has dementia, and so when I see Chief, I let him come and take a walk with us, and then I went and put Benji Bear back inside at our house and made sure Chief got home safely. But Chief is such a sweetie pie, and he's, I think, like an older male dog too, but him and Benji Bear really get along like two peas in a pod. But it just makes me feel terrible when I see Chief come out and then follow us. I get so nervous and worried about him. Like I almost need to take like an extra leash and harness just for when that happens. But anyway, Benji Bear is having his walk and sniff, and this is actually, we are passing by his girlfriend Gracie and then her sister River's house, and I have stopped and spent time with this neighbor before. She's super adorable and super sweet. And so Benji Bear thinks that he has a right to really sniff into the driveway, and he kind of likes to, almost wants to go into their house because we've been there before. So anyway, but the girls, we call them the girls because it's two girl dogs, and Gracie's a little bit bigger. I think I've shared with you guys Gracie in a different video, but Gracie's been inside a lot, and I think she might be a little bit of an older dog because I always notice that River, her sister, is out on the porch more than she is. And then Rowdy, another one of Benji Bear's friends, lives across the street. So there's Chief, Gracie, Rowdy, River, and then also Crew that lives on this street. But Crew is only here, I think they're seasonal visitors. They have like a little cabin. So anyway, there's Chief-a-roo, and he did get home safely, just an update. Made sure of that. And the other person we're missing out on is Rowdy. Rowdy isn't out as much either because now it's starting to get cold, and Rowdy's owners are a little bit older. But we do love our neighborhood walks and seeing all of our neighborhood friends. Oh, Benji Bear. So thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafting and decorating adventure. It's a true blessing to have each and every one of you all here. I love reading your comments. You guys are so sweet, and just thank you for that, because listen, this is our safe place to craft and decorate and have fun and do it in a budget-friendly way, and also hopefully in an uplifting way. I know so many of you guys comment and say that my videos help you with stress or anxiety, so maybe because it's when I'm in my element, and it really helps me for the anxiety or stress to craft and decorate. So, and also just love on my home. I've also really recently been loving to cook. So, and that came about surprisingly, and honestly, it also came about through some prayer. I've always prayed to want to love to cook, and I'm not super great at it yet, but I am getting better. So anyway, proof that God can transform us in so many different ways we just don't even know. So thank you guys for being here. Reminder to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am a full-time content creator. Welcome. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home. I'm a DIY crafty mama, and it's me, you guys, in this camera in my little garage out here, which is my Christmas crafting studio right now, but it's just my studio in general. So thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your love and support over the last couple of years. I've been on YouTube now, I think, 7 years. I'll have to go back and actually see when my first video was published, but it's been quite a while. I think it was since 2018. So anyway, thank you for everybody that's been along with this journey. You guys have probably, seen my kids pop in and out of the videos. They were kind of like grew up me doing this to a certain degree, and as well as my little puppy dog Benji Bear. You guys definitely watched him grow up. I don't really show my kiddos on camera that much, but
You might have seen some little clips of them, you know, around eating cookies or, you know, just doing things kids do. So your love and support has just truly been precious. And I do feel like we are a family. I call this my Olivia's Romantic Home family because I wouldn't be here without you guys. This is getting super long-winded. I didn't mean for that to get super long-winded, but subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my Olivia's Romantic Home DIY Facebook page. I am giving away this totally dazzled rhinestone stencil toolkit, as well as some jewels and stencils to go along with it. And then I want to give away some smaller jewels. I'm going to pick some winners and then announce them on my social media pages. So hope you guys are here for that. And I'll also include like a little prayer card to go along with that. A lot of you guys asked me about my prayer cards. They are from Dollar Tree. Go to Dollar Tree and look in their checkout aisle is where I find mine. I know some of you guys have said that you find the prayer cards in the stationery section, so maybe look there too. But mine are always in the checkout aisle, like towards the bottom. And they're in a little box that just says prayer cards. So all that fun stuff. Okay, so we have been doing a devotional on every single video of this I Love Christmas series, and we're on episode 25, and I've been doing an I Love Christmas series for the past 7 or 8 years, 6, 7, 8 years, however long I've been on YouTube. Obviously I can't count, thankfully I can craft. But just in this series have we started this devotional, and we also did it in my I Love Fall series. It's been on my heart to do, and just a sweet friend of mine encouraged me and also sent me this devotional. So thank you, Stacy. You are such a blessing to me. And all of you guys are such a blessing to me, truly. I know so many of you guys have prayed for me, and that's why I'm still here. So thank you. Trust me when I tell you that my life has had a roller coaster of events, you know, in the last couple of years. So, but I'm still standing and I'm still here going strong. So thank you guys. And I hope you guys are as well, because none of us are walking through this life unscathed. None of us are going through this life without problems. And I'm telling you, God is so good. God is so faithful, and God is here for us. So, the last devotional was called Ask Me for Guidance. If you guys are following along with this, you guys can get this devotional on Amazon. But this one is called God is Fully Aware. And you know, just to follow along, we're on January 18th, which obviously it's not January, but I just started from the beginning of whenever we started the Christmas series. So, and this section is about prayer. Okay, so it says, God is fully aware. You often think I'm unaware of the details of your life. You feel as though I'm simply too busy with more important things like managing the universe and keeping it all in motion. I definitely think that. But if I'm able to fine-tune the planets and the stars, the rotations and temperatures and the gravity that keeps it all together, why is it that you find it hard to trust me with the finite factions of your life? I'm fully aware of each tear that falls. The tears that keep you awake at night, the faults that leave you overwhelmed with guilt and shame, and everything in between, I know. And I am with you in it all. I want you to keep coming to me with every detail of your life. There is nothing too big or too small for me. I delight in every detail of your life. Life may not always turn out exactly as your prayers have petitioned. You will more than likely not understand my ways, and you will often find yourself questioning them. It is okay to doubt. I can use it to strengthen your faith as I draw you nearer to me, but never doubt my love. My love for you trumps all things. Whatever it is in the past, present, and future that concerns you, I've already addressed it to bring out good in your life and glory to my name for eternity. Come to me with everything. Pour out your heart and spend time with me, and speak every detail of your joys, pains, and sorrows, even though I already know. Your heavenly Father already knows, and that's Matthew 6:32. Wow. Isn't it nice to know that God already knows everything, all of our joys and sorrows and all the things? And so many times we just get so caught up in so much worry, and God already knows. So something that I was talking to my daughter about yesterday is a clean slate. And actually a friend of mine shared this with me about starting each day with a clean slate. And I do feel like that God gives us a clean slate every day. We are showered in his love and mercy and grace. And through his forgiveness and goodness, we are able to go out there. And so I know we're approaching the holidays, and if we can start every single day with a clean slate, kind of like one of those Etch-a-Sketches where you just erase it. A friend of mine was sharing this with me, and it just really just touched me. Is like, erase all of it. Just let it all go. And so what about if we started every day and approached every holiday with our family members, our loved ones, our family and friends, and gave them a clean slate? you know, just erased all of it and said, you're a new person. Hi, welcome to meet you. So when I was shown that example this week, I was like, wow, that is such a great idea. And I shared it with my daughter, and I could see the transformation in something that she's been really working to try to forgive, and also setting an example of that forgiveness. So anyway, I hope that you guys can go out there in your holiday, in your day, and give yourselves a clean slate. But not only yourselves, what about if you gave your loved ones, your family and friends, a clean slate? How good would that feel? Just like, hi, this is the first time I'm meeting you. All the stuff in the past, I'm gonna let it go for now. You know, I shouldn't even say for now. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let this day be a great day, you know? What kind of memories would you make? What kind of words would you speak to that person? You know, I think that we need to do that. I think we as humans, it's so easy, especially as we get older, to get caught up in so much baggage, to be carrying all this baggage around, and we really don't need to. So anyway, I hope this blesses you. I love y'all to the moon and back. I'm gonna wish you guys a gorgeous, fabulous, blessed day. And until our next video, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.
Come out here to say